go to the grocery store a couple of times, and that's pretty much been it for me. So it's starting to get a little bit boring around here, and with no games to talk about. We had before the pandemic hit, we had a 30-minute show which was instituted right at the end of January. Every night, 30-minute sportscast, 10:30 to 11, and we were kind of looking at each other, trying to figure out how we're going to fill this every night. It turned out to be not that big of a challenge, but then when the pandemic hit, they canceled that show, and they started doing more health-related programming. And a couple of weeks ago, they told us we're back in a 15-minute format, but 15 minutes a night on TV when you really don't have much to talk about. We've milked this NFL draft about as far as we can milk it. So after tonight, I'm not positive what we're going to be putting up. Well, the draft continues through the weekend, of course, and the Bears pick, their first picks are tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, next week might be a little bit more of a challenge.
I can resonate with that feeling just a little bit, Dan. But I guess maybe the biggest thing we can look forward to right now is the number of appearances for you on The Last Dance. I'm going to set the over. I'll set the over-under at 2 more. Which one you taking? On Dan Roan cameos in The Last Dance.
I think I'll take the over because I think one of the episodes next week is the Dennis Rodman episode. And I hope these guys got their hands on this video. When the Bulls won in '96, they won at home, and Rodman was, that was his first year, and he was like all over the map. And his wife lived in California with I believe it was their daughter, and she was divorcing him. And somehow we got a hold of the wife, and we were talking to her before the final game, and she said, yeah, she'd be watching. And so I somehow got Dennis off to the side by myself after the game when the celebration was going on. And I was talking to him a little bit, and we were live on TV. And I said, your wife and daughter told us that they're watching and cheering for you back at home. And he just burst into tears. I mean, it was crazy. You never knew what you were going to get from the guy, but it was a moment that really kind of brought into clear focus how erratic and unpredictable this guy was. And if they use it, they should if they got their hands on it, because it was pretty good stuff.
Wow, my jaw just dropped to the floor. I don't remember that. Maybe it sounds vaguely familiar now that you bring it up, because I grew up in Chicago watching you, and maybe you don't want me to remind you of that, but and watching the Bulls. But wow, that is a story. Well, Dan, we appreciate you reminiscing a little bit with us. You've been a good friend to us in the Champaign market too over the years, and would love to do it again sometime if you have a few minutes to spare.
Yeah, well, I'll see if I can fit you guys into my schedule.
All right.
My golf schedule is what I mean.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you can go make some tee times now for May. Dan, all the best to you. I appreciate it. Glad you got a show back there, too, with at least an abbreviated format. And hope we can talk to you again soon.
Sure, Scott. Anytime.
All right. That's great. Dan Roan from WGN TV up in Chicago. It's check that 5:39. We'll check some news and weather coming up. And then I have some Brad Underwood comments today on Adam Miller, who signed yesterday officially to become part of the U of I basketball roster coming this fall.